article about us in the New York Post this morning as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I will say, we're in the middle.
What'd it say?
I got a lot going on in my life. I got a lot going on. We got a lot going on in life. I got a baby girl on the way. This past season, there was so much stuff that, like, off the show had to be dealt with and handled because we're incredibly lucky to be at the position in which we are at. I have a baby girl coming on, coming into the world here in a couple months.
Hell yeah.
I never wanted to be. I never had visions or thoughts that I would be a father because I always said that if I was to have a child, I would want to have generational wealth because I wouldn't want my child to have any of the stresses or anything that potentially brings into your life. That although, you know, when people get money, it is not perfect. Life is not perfect when you get money either. A lot of new problems come. I always had it in my mind that I wanted the freedom opportunity. Like, hey, you're not going to have to be bogged down with just surviving to do your thing. So I always had that thought. Never thought that could potentially happen. So I just assumed I'm going to work my entire life. That'll be my excuse to never have a kid. And I'll just be alone. Like, that's literally, I'll just be alone. Like, you know, people make movies about how miserable those people are. For me, it was like, I don't mind. I have a good time. I'll just be alone. Then, you know, I met Samantha, my wife, and she would be the greatest mom of all time. You hear a lot of successful people that normally say, I wish I would have spent more time with my family. So, like, I don't want to be a person that doesn't spend time with my family, even though I was never that human for a long portion of my life. I've kind of changed the way I view things. So in an effort to make my life a lot easier, I am exploring the options of maybe joining a network or a family, a community that could help handle a lot of stuff that we're running into at this stage. In the sportsbook bucket is a massive bucket right now. So the fine people at FanDuel, who we get along with, we've been very lucky to be a part of since day one. I mean, we've been the #1 sportsbook since literally day one of legalized gambling. We've been there through the whole thing, got a lot of pride in FanDuel, very thankful for everything that FanDuel and I have done, and maybe even do in the future. But like, FanDuel understands that, and they have a TV channel, but they do not have a network that would alleviate a lot of the issues that we are currently. I'm just trying to make my life easier. We could have never expected we'd get to this point. We appreciate, because you got to go into an app, you got to find us in an app, then you got to do it. Like, it's a little bit of a journey, and we're not necessarily in any deal with YouTube either. So it's not like as soon as you get on YouTube, it's like, hey, watch this show. Yeah, like that is not how this whole thing is. So the fact that we appreciate the hell out of you so much. I am forever indebted into you, but also with where we have gotten to, it would be nice to be able to just live a little bit of a life.
Yeah, relax.
You know, just a little bit of one, because I love my wife and I can't wait for the next stage. So these are just conversations that are happening. Nothing is concrete. We're going to be talking about FanDuel through March Madness here. But this is just because there's conversations that are happening where there's a chance that the FanDuel relationship could jeopardize a conversation that's happening somewhere else. There's a lot of moving pieces. Like, we have no idea what's going to happen. We know that the show is going to continue to go on. We know that we love this show, but I think I'm just trying to have to take some off of my plate so that, you know, I can maybe be a better human, better dad, better husband,